As I wait for the rest of my party to get here, due to the fact that they are on CP time, and if you know, you know, I figured I'd go ahead and vlog real quick. Guys, I need you to always remember, even though things never go according to plan, no matter how far out in advance you do plan, some things will just not go your way. But the key factor is making sure that you make the proper adjustment, get out your feelings, and just get the shit done. Nobody cares about what you got going on in general when you are supposed to provide a product for them. Whether it's social media, you got your own business, or even if you are a full-time employee, nobody cares. So with that being said, guys, make sure that you just make the adjustment. Whatever that is, you might have to think quick on your feet. You might have to have a faster reaction time. But what you do not want to do is get down at the dumps, be super critical on yourself, because that distracts you from making the adjustment and operating accordingly so you can produce whatever product that your customer, your viewers, whatever they're waiting on. Keep that in mind, all right? Tuesday content starts right now. Good day, good people. It's AT Malone, the first of my name, because the second is already here. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos from your boy. Now, just to clarify off of that vlog that I created, your boy made a huge error. And this is what the error was. I already pre-recorded Tuesday's content for this week, last week, and I got a new phone over the weekend and I accidentally deleted the video. So I was a bit irritated because I am on a very strict, tight schedule. I have a lot of things to do this summer. My son is playing a hella ton of basketball. Work is picking up, so I'm picking up extra hours. I still gotta maintain everything I got going on in this household. So it's a lot. Birthdays, which is my birthday today. I just got home from my birthday dinner. So I gotta keep this ball rolling. Me and my little one about to take that vacation. So I gotta make sure that I drop content consistently, even when I'm out of town. So I was a bit irritated, but this is the cool thing. My brother got me this microphone right here for my birthday. So this was the perfect time to test it out, as well as he gave me the idea to utilize my other cell phone, which is what I'm using right here, to, get different angles. So everything works out, guys. So always remember, you gotta take the good with the bad. Things are gonna happen. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. But the thing about it is you gotta make sure that you make the necessary adjustments in order to produce. Whether if you're at your job and things don't go right, nobody cares. They just want results. They want you to produce. Whether you're a content creator, things are gonna go sideways when you're creating content. You might delete some things, or things might not drop the way that it's supposed to. You gotta hurry up and quickly adjust. But what you cannot do is stay in that frustration mode and nothing gets done. You cannot do that. You always got to focus on what the end result is and let that be the thing to guide you to the path of success, all right? Make sure that you do that. But with that being said, why are we here? We are on Tuesday content. We are on the Richest Man in Babylon saga. And we're on chapter 10, and this is part 2. And as you know, it's titled The Luckiest Man in Babylon. So we have Sharru, which is the merchant prince, and we have Hadan. He's the young kid that he is trying to find his way, and Sharru is trying to help him find his way. So they're on this caravan trip headed to Babylon. Sharru is telling Hadan that he was once a slave, and Hadan asked him, how did he become a slave? Sharru tells him it all started at a gaming house in Barley beer brought him disaster. So what happened was his brother got into a brawl with his friend and killed him. Now, his father didn't have enough silver to bail Sharru out of jail and to keep his brother from persecution. So what happens back in the day is, I guess, if you kill somebody's husband, you inherit the wife, which is the widow, right? Well, since his father was unable to bail Sharru out and make everything right, guess what the widow did? The widow sent Sharru to slavery. Put him in slavery, man. So she sold him to the slave dealer. Haddan says that's a shame and an injustice. And how did you regain your freedom, Sharru? And of course, like these young kids, man, they want to know the end result. They don't want to focus on the story from beginning to end. They want to get to the good stuff, man. And that's one of the things that even me, myself, I have to tell my brother, man, that look, you have to look at the whole story. Do not focus on the end result, because you won't even appreciate the story unless you understand where the story starts from, all right? So Sharru tells him that he will get to that later, all right? So we have Sharru, Megiddo, Zabado, and Pirate. Now, these guys are all slaves. They're in a chain gang. They're tied together. So they arrive in Babylon and they get greeted by a sarcastic plower bowing to them, calling them the king's guests, and says the king is waiting for them at the city walls, where there is a banquet spread with mud, bricks, and onion soup. Now, Pirate is a hothead, okay? This guy, you can tell, is going to be a problem. So when that plower told him that, he gets pissed off, he starts cussing them out, and Sharru asks him, what do they mean by the king awaits us on the wall? So Pirate replies to him that they will have to carry bricks until their backs break, or maybe they might get beaten to death, but if they try, he will kill them. Then Megiddo speaks up and says that it doesn't make sense to beat a slave to death if they are hard working. That's what a master likes, and will treat them well in return. Zabado says, who wants to work hard? The plowers are smart. They're not breaking their backs. And then Megiddo replies, the master can tell if they are doing the bare minimum or shrinking how much they can plow in a day. I don't shrink. I like to work hard and do good work. Then he brags about the good things hard work has brought him, like a farm, cows, and crops. Then Zabado asked him, where are these things now? I prefer to be smart and get by without working. If we get sold to the walls, I'll be carrying the water bag or some easy job while the hard workers break their backs carrying bricks. Now, this was an interesting conversation, because we have these type of conversations at work. We all know who that rebellious, goes against the grain associate is at work, who does not want to follow the rules. They're always getting written up, going to HR for doing or saying something stupid. But we also have those lazy people who always try to avoid working at all. They want that free paycheck by just clocking in and just being present. But then we also have those hardworking people who go in there day in and day out. They do their job. They listen to the managers. They make sure that they execute on every responsibility that they have there, and they have no problem. They're exceptional employees, right? Well, that's what I found very interesting during this conversation, because I could relate to it. So that night, Sharru couldn't sleep, so he asked Godoso, an Arab guard, if they would be sold to the wall. Godoso replies, why do you want to know? Sharru replies, Can I not know? I'm young. I don't want to be worked or beaten to death on the walls. Is there a chance that I can get a good master? Cardoso tells him if he doesn't give him trouble, he's going to give him some game. And he says, when they go to the slave market, tell all of the guys who are actually purchasing slaves that you're a good worker and you like to work hard for your master. Make them want to buy you. If not, you'll be carrying bricks, meaning you going to that wall, boy. So Sharru thought about the info he received and he wondered if Megiddo would help him out with this. When Megiddo woke up, he told him about what Cardoso told him. They marched towards the wall later on and watched thousands of men working. Most were carrying bricks, some were getting whipped, struggling to carry the bricks, as well as near dead and dead bodies. Now, I am so glad that I am not living in slavery or didn't live back then, because I don't want to see nobody getting whipped. I don't want to see half dead bodies and I gotta walk past these people being carried off and getting burned and just treated badly in general. Could you guys imagine just seeing these guys being worked, getting beaten, and you can't do anything about it? And I think this is why I'm also critical about us, meaning black people, on the ones that act like they lived back then and that they're in bondage and they're being oppressed when it's 2025 and we could be far from that. We have every opportunity and every freedom that everybody else has. Some of us, if you grew up in a, good household, you have a better chance of being successful than anybody else. So that mentality of being a victim or that you're still being enslaved by the man, just maybe not being chained or having to pick cotton and getting whipped. No. A lot of our problems come from us. We are the issues. And if we would be real with ourselves, we would look in the mirror and say, listen, it's not the man or the white man holding us back. It's really us and our decision making that we have. All right. So, when Megiddo woke up, he told him about what Cardoso told him. They marched towards the wall. I already read that. So we're going to fast forward, man. We do this live, right? So anyways, Sharru knew what would be his fate if he failed at the slave market. The next morning, they marched to the slave market. Sharru and Megiddo eagerly talked to every man who allowed them to address them. Meanwhile, Pirate was getting beaten because he was protesting and he got sent to the wall. See, I knew that was going to happen. He was the hothead. He was the rebellious one. And this is what happens to the rebellious people. They end up getting punished because they don't want to follow the rules. They want to be the badass. And that is the result. But this is a cool thing, guys. When you get information, really good, valuable information, do not keep it all to yourself. You are not going to get blessed that way. Make sure that you pay it forward. Give that information away. Anytime I get good, valuable information, I'll tell my brother, my lady, I'll even give it to my son or some of my homeboys. Like yesterday, I was giving one of the regular guys at the cigar lounge information about how he can put himself in a situation to where he doesn't have to pay child support anymore because he's already fulfilling the duties of what joint custody pertains. So you don't want to keep all of the information to yourself, man. Pass that blessing along if you want to continue to get blessed, all right? So Megiddo tells Sharru how valuable work would be in the future. He says, some men hate it, they will make it their enemy. Don't mind if it's hard, meaning the work. Treat work like a friend. If you get a master, work as hard as you can, even if the master doesn't appreciate it. It will make you a better man. And I can relate to this a lot because my stepdad and my mentor instilled these principles into me when I was a child. I had to work hard every time I would go in and punch that clock and print those t-shirts. And regardless if he appreciated it some days or didn't, it didn't matter because my reputation is so important. Your reputation is important. You do not want to have the reputation of being somebody lazy or just doing the bare minimum of anything. You must work your ass off in order to be successful and in order to gain the respect among your peers, your lady, your kids. You have to work hard no matter what. You got to learn to like it, all right? Especially if you are a man. You don't have a choice. If you don't bust your ass, guess where you going to be? Homeless, sleeping on the street, right? So, anyways, soon after Megiddo got sold to a farmer, he got sold to a farmer after convincing him that he would be a valuable man since he had experience in farming. A few other men got sold, but Sharru has not been sold yet. He started getting desperate because Godoso told him that the slave dealer would take the unsold slaves to the king's buyer at sundown. So a fat, good-natured man walked up and asked the slaves if there was a baker among them. Sharru approached him asking, "Why buy a baker of inferior ways when you can teach a young, strong, hard-working man like myself? Give me a chance and I will do my best to earn gold and silver for you." And this is where I stopped because I wanted to make it kind of climatic, y'all. I wanted y'all to start looking forward to Tuesday's content and leave you guys guessing on if Sharru's going to get sold or if he's going to get sent to the wall. But the takeaways that I got from this portion of the chapter is this. 1, stay away from the rebellious, go against the grain, troublemaking people, whether it's at work or even outside of work, because they are going down a road of just nothing but bad things happening to them, all right? They're on a collision course for something negative. So be mindful of those people. 2, if you get good information from somebody, make sure that you pass that information along, man. Do not keep good information to yourself. We are here to help each other out. We're here to lend a hand, and we're all interconnected together. We all live on this planet together, and we gotta deal with each other. We gotta help each other. And if you have information or ways that you could help somebody's success go up or continue to, give them the information, man. Don't withhold the information and keep it for yourself. That's selfish. You're not going to get blessed from that. All right. Well, that is Tuesday's content. Hopefully this thing actually recorded for me because this is the second time tonight that I'm recording it. Just keeping it a whole buck with y'all. But I hope it does. I hope you guys enjoy it. I look forward to you guys watching this tomorrow because it's Monday. It's your boy's birthday. Your boy's 40 now. But don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch y'all later. Peace.
Feel like they tryna box me in, so I keep a small circle around me, so fuck friends, I carry